What's going on, everyone? Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and subscribe to our YouTube. All you have to do is search 3-Man Wrestling Podcast, and you'll have instant access to all things 3MWP. We thank you for your support.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 3-Man Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Steven. I have my co-hosts with me, Chris and Alex. What's up, guys?
What's going on? How's everyone doing?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good.
I'm doing great.
We had a pretty big weekend.
We did.
You right, Chris?
Yeah, it was a fun weekend. A lot of people came. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Wrestlemania. Big show. The show of all shows. The grandest stage of them all. We watched it. Hopefully you watched us watch it. But now we're going to talk about it. We're going to review it. Tell you guys what we thought about it. Overall, how'd you guys feel about the night? How it went, etc.
I was excited.
Without spoiling our thoughts on anything, just overall.
Overall, I was excited for it. I was happy with the turnout we had of people coming to watch WrestleMania with us. That was cool. Thanks for everyone who came over. And overall, it was a pretty fun night. I had a pretty good time.
In terms of the actual product, not us having a good time, because I feel like that would have happened if it was the worst WrestleMania.
That's true. In terms of WrestleMania, I enjoyed it. Without spoiling anything, I enjoyed most of the card. I have to say, I enjoyed a good majority of it. I had a fun time watching it.
It was an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, there was a lot.
I'd say
it was a lot to handle in like 6 hours.
Yeah,
a lot to condense and file in the brain and everything.
Well, without further ado, I say we get into it. Let's get right into this thing they call WrestleMania. Pre-show. Started off with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Not the Green Giant, Chris.
Yeah, as Chris loves to call it. The Green Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
But,
unfortunately.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing this year. Not the outcome, but usually...
There's a few surprises.
Usually we get some surprises, and whether it's, Shaq or Rob Gronkowski getting involved. But this year we thought maybe, Big Cass would get he's been cleared, so we thought maybe he would be involved. I know Alex thought about even picking him, so it's a good thing he didn't.
Yeah, no, I backed out at the last second.
But no surprises. No. Ultimately, we'll just go right to the end here because nothing really crazy happened. No. The final three ended up being Mojo Rawley, Baron Corbin, and Matt Hardy. Woken Matt Hardy. I should correct myself there. It's not Matt Hardy. It's Woken Matt Hardy. It's two different people. Mojo Rawley and Baron Corbin obviously have both won this battle royal before, so we had a chance at a two-time winner. They went to double team Matt Hardy, and all of a sudden the lights go out. Bray Wyatt appears. Bray Wyatt is out of the Lake of Reincarnation. I know we all thought. Is he in the match now? Or
yeah, it was very confusing.
Yeah.
It didn't really specify. Confusing. Even the commentator seemed a little confused with what was going on.
So what happened was he helps Matt Hardy eliminate Baron Corbin and Mojo, and there was just an awkward pause.
Yeah, there's
where the bell didn't ring.
Yeah, there was 30 or 45 seconds of just not really knowing what was going on.
But yeah, the bell rings finally, and we find out that Woken Matt Hardy, did win this match. All of us predicted it, that he would.
You did?
Yeah. All three of us.
Our night started off well, we should say.
Yes, very well.
I just remember I didn't know who to choose from, and I was like, I recognize Matt Hardy.
So Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy are now a team.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy deleted him, and he's created a new ally. I guess the brother Wyatt
so
type
deletion
nonsense.
Makes an ally?
Yeah. When he deleted Brother Nero, he became his pal. Brother Nero's Jeff Hardy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, We should also know Aiden English was first eliminated in that match.
Yeah.
I wrote that down.
Not surprising there. And he was bald, too, by the way.
No.
Was he bald before?
He wasn't bald in the Battle Royal, but he shaved his head before he came out.
Okay.
To sing the Rusev Day stuff,
which was
funny.
Was weird. Yeah, that was funny. I don't know.
Next, Cruiserweight Championship match. I was looking forward to this. I was very bummed out that they didn't get a main card spot, but it is what it is. It was expected. Cedric Alexander and
Mr. T.
Mustafa Ali, both very cool ring gear. It was kind of the theme for the night. Everyone really stepped up their ring gear game. Cedric had a Black Panther type outfit, which Chris noticed first. And I got to the bottom of the Mustafa Ali one. We were kind of confused. It was Sub-Zero.
That's pretty cool.
That's what he went with. I think that's what he went to. I kind of just went off of what other people were saying, but I get it. It looks a little bit like Sub-Zero. Very cool, though. This was a good match. I liked it. It wasn't what we've been seeing on 205 Live every week, the level of matches that they've been putting on, but I guess that was kind of expected because, Vince has a way bigger hand in what goes on at WrestleMania than he would week to week on 205 Live.
He has a huge hand.
Yeah, that's Triple H's thing. But at one point we thought Mustafa Ali did win, who was my pick. He had his 054, but I forget who, but someone yelled, he's going to put his foot on the rope, and Cedric Alexander did. So he put his foot on the rope to get out of that.
Didn't he do that? Not last week. Last time he fought Luke Stronghold.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the when he had the end of Heartache.
Yeah. They both did it to each other.
Yes. But eventually Mustafa Ali went for another one. He missed that one. Cedric then hit his lumbar check for the win. He is your new Cruiserweight champion.
So is that Mr. T's thing? He just gets the crap beat out of him, and then he wins?
I mean, he didn't get the crap beat out of him. It was a competitive match.
It was.
Because I feel like he got the crap beat out of him by Luke.
Oh, no, he kind of did.
That was
kind of beat him up in that one.
Yeah, that was like the build of the match, was that Rick Strong was supposed to dominate.
Cedric finally gets his title. He's been through a lot. He's had a lot of chances taken away from him for various reasons.
I was super happy for Cedric Alexander. He was my pick from the start. If you go all the way back to when they announced the tournament, I said Cedric Alexander was going to go and win the whole thing, and I was super excited to see him win. I love Cedric Alexander.
Mr. T.
Good for him. I like Cedric Alexander. He's been putting on entertaining matches ever since the Cruiserweight Classic. So
yeah,
he has a lot of potential. I hope they really keep going with the 205 Live changes they've been doing, and it looks like he's going to be leading the way. So
it looks like he pitied the fool.
Yeah. Otherwise, Chris, what did you think? Because I know you like your memes, you like calling him Mr. T, but did you enjoy the Cruiserweights at WrestleMania?
I didn't see that match.
Oh, that's right. You went and bought snacks. So good point. But all right, but he liked the Black Panther thing.
I just remember getting a text
that out.
like, "Hey, you won." I was like, "What?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we started. me and Chris started off 2-0. And then Steven got his first.
I picked Mustafa Ali.
Yeah. And that was like
Mustafa Ali. So
we were 2-0. Oh, Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was the start of Steven's downfall for the night.
It was a rough night for me.
Yeah.
But that's because Vince got a little overzealous when he
woke
up.
He got trigger happy. He got real trigger happy.
Anyway, to finish off the pre-show, there was the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Tongue twister. Couple notes. Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Bayley got their own entrances. Everyone else just came out together.
Which was weird.
Yeah, so we figured one of these three would probably be ending up winning. I know we all picked Becky Lynch to win.
What an upset.
But we thought maybe Sasha and Bayley's story would be extended.
No one actually saw Becky Lynch lose, right?
No, it actually happened during one of the commercials. That I found out after.
Yeah, that was
they couldn't even give her like airtime.
Yeah,
that was really frustrating. I gotta say. I mean, we can talk about if you want to go into the finish, and we can talk about that whole
Becky
how did they
confusion.
Plan
that? They just
I don't know. Let's talk about some things that happened before that. But they got their own entrances, so that was cool. Three of the 4 horsewomen got their entrances. There's a bunch of NXT.
No inflatable tube men for Bayley, by the way.
No tube men. We were a little surprised by that. Yeah. We got NXT women in this match. Kairi Sane Peyton Royce, Dakota Kai, Bianca Belair, Tainara Conti, and Karita Devi. Those last two I'm not too familiar with.
Was that the one that was wearing all
yeah,
orange?
Yes,
Okay.
she was all orange, and Tainara was the Brazilian
that
one.
awkward one.
Okay.
Yeah.
She just like walked around the ring like, yeah, I'm gonna hit someone.
And Becky Lynch got mad at her for wearing orange because that's her thing,
Oh.
which was pretty funny. To which Taz said on Twitter, "No, that's my thing." He's very possessive over the orange.
Yes.
Chris doesn't know who that is, but
Tasmanian Devil, yeah.
I mean, yeah, more or less.
But yeah. In human form.
But yeah, the NXT girls all teamed up at one point, a little Nexus type thing to throw back to the original NXT. They teamed up against the main roster people, but eventually the main roster overtook them and got them all out of there. But the twist of the match, we thought Bayley won after her and Sasha seemed to make amends, but no, Bayley tossed her over. The whole crowd thought she won. There was a big pop. We were all happy Bayley won, but out of nowhere, Naomi pops up and eliminates Bayley, and Naomi won this match.
So that's a super rule. They just go under the ropes and they're safe?
Yeah.
Unless you go over the top rope, you're safe. So, but yeah, we thought maybe even Becky would come after Naomi and surprise her, but apparently she got eliminated during commercial.
That really bothered
It
me
doesn't
throughout
make sense.
this.
You have a 2-hour pre-show.
Yes.
I know this match was only like 9 minutes. Maybe like don't put the commercials during the match.
No. There's no need for commercials for any of this throughout the whole thing. Maybe a few breaks
mean,
in
you
between
gotta-
the
they-
matches.
Commercial.
In
What?
between the
They were probably advertising network stuff, which is
Yeah.
they did a few times throughout the
Why
night.
would you do that during that match?
I don't know. I really don't know.
it just bothered me because I don't know if it was the same. I'm guessing it's the same way for people who paid for WrestleMania who didn't have the network. Did they get commercials as well? I don't know if that's for
Can you
sure.
do that still?
I have no idea. Which is why
I didn't know you
this.
could get it
Yeah.
outside of the network.
Yeah, I
But
don't
yeah,
know
I'm
either.
sure there was something for that.
I don't know if you can still get it outside. I'm guessing you can because
Why wouldn't you?
I do see it on my.
Oh, you do?
You still get
I
it
guess
on
some
demand.
people probably still buy the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I would be mad.
I haven't
if
done
I
that
paid,
in almost 3 years,
Yeah.
so.
I would be mad if I paid $60
Different
and I had to
McGregor.
sit through commercials.
Well, that's different. There isn't a network for
Yeah.
shit for boxing. But yeah, Naomi won. Good for her.
Mhm.
We'll see if they do anything with the
It's a
winner
little
of this.
disappointing because we thought this was going to be the start for a turning point for Becky. And
Yeah.
now we really don't know what they're going to do. I guess hopefully they have something for her after the Superstar shakeup, which they advertised a few
True.
times during
True.
WrestleMania.
Spoiler for our next episode.
Yeah.
But then it was time for the main show. Main card kicked off with the Intercontinental title match. I was excited that this was
Mhm.
starting the show. They were getting, I think we all assumed this match would be pretty good, which it was. It was a very good match, especially compared to a lot of the other matches on the card. So right away, Seth Rollins got the first entrance, and he was the Night King from Game of Thrones, which
That
a
was
lot of
awesome.
a lot of us really liked. I know Chris doesn't watch Game of Thrones because he's waiting till it's over to watch it all at once.
Oh, yeah.
So
We-
he's not really sure how. I don't know if you like that or not. Did you like his entrance?
I
and
think he thought
gear?
it was cool with the contacts and everything.
Why, that was Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Even if it wasn't Game of Thrones, I'm just saying if it was Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But for you,
He's
if it was
pretty
Game of Thrones,
badass,
it was
no matter
pretty cool
what.
for you.
Like,
Who's
he has the
Seth?
best intro music.
That's true. I do like.
I
his
think
intro
everything
music.
blended really well for that type of entrance. His intro music,
Mhm.
the attire he had, the graphics looked really, really cool
Yeah, they
behind
did.
him on the Jumbotron. The WrestleMania logo, although we ripped on it.
No, it
before
was really
everything,
nice.
It was really
It was a
nice
really cool
as a
stage.
screen and the stage for New Orleans. That was really cool.
Speaking of graphics, The Miz came out next.
Mm-hmm.
He had a interesting getup. We couldn't really figure out.
We said it was we thought it was the Karate Kid. in
Karate
some
Kid
way.
was thrown out. Power Rangers were thrown out. Someone threw out Naruto, I think.
Yeah, someone said he looked like a mix between Naruto and
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
He told the Mizraj to not come with him too
Yeah.
at the top of the stage, so he's a changed man apparently. He got these cool graphics. They had these like 3D graphics throughout the night.
Yeah, it popped up on the
so-
screen. We don't know for sure if it came to the
They
fan
didn't.
view.
That was
I don't- yeah.
confirmed. They did not see that.
So it was
so.
just television, which was really cool. And shout out to the graphics people
Yeah,
because
it was nice.
they did really well, and it's really really hard to do that type of stuff. So shout out to them because it was cool to see like the Miz with the awesome and everything popping up around him. I like that a lot. That was cool for his get up.
And Finn came out. He's been doing the whole Balor Club for Everyone thing, and he came out with his LGBT gear, which was cool, and in the community of people too.
We thought for a little bit it might be the Demon because he did tease the Demon for NXT.
Right,
but yeah, they didn't mention it in the storyline at all.
But it's a good thing he didn't because this would have completely ruined the Demon based
Yes.
on the outcome.
Yes.
Seth Rollins did end up winning this match. We all picked Finn. We all thought, especially since Seth won on Raw, that Finn was destined to be Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania.
Finn looked really strong though, and Miz.
No, he did. He didn't take the pin. The Miz did take the pin. In fact, a little note here. Miz did have a cool spot. He did his skull crushing finale off the top rope. Finn hit the coup de grace to break up that pin on Seth. So, and then after that, Miz got the coup de grace on him, but Seth came out of nowhere and curb stomped Finn, and then curb stomped Miz, and that ended up getting him the win. So the Miz took the pin. He loses his title. Finn looks strong. He doesn't get pinned. He has a good showing. Everyone looked good in this match.
Yeah.
They got, I think 13 minutes to do their thing. Good start to the show. Surprising win, which was the theme of the night.
Yes.
Vince, I guess, decided he wanted to shock everyone this year. But good match. Seth won. It was funny because I thought it'd be funny, like when I was picking my shirt for the day, if I wore my Finn shirt because I thought he was gonna win. But I was like, maybe I should put my Seth one under just in case. And I thought that would be funny if I pulled it off.
So now we know for next year that we should wear if we accumulate multiple wrestling gear, we should wear multiple shirts. Yeah, we all picked
all
Finn.
three of us.
Really? Yeah. No one have faith in this.
No. I mean, I thought if his kid wasn't born yet, he might win, but he had his kid.
And he pretty much announced that like he was going to take a break
more or less. But we'll get into that on our Raw and SmackDown stuff.
So I feel like this WrestleMania, I kept saying like, I want Seth to win, but I think Finn's gonna win. Yeah, I should just went for
my. Well, when your two favorite, at least Raw guys for me are in the same match, it's like, Seth Rollins is a Grand Slam champion now, which is cool, but I think I preferred if Finn won because Finn hasn't had a title in a while. So
that's the first time I've seen Seth win.
That's not true though. You keep saying that, but it's all right.
I think this night, as Chris would say, it was a lot of this is who we want to win, but we think it's gonna be this person. That was pretty much the theme of the night, and it started with the IC title pretty much.
And speaking of shocking wins, Charlotte versus Asuka was next, the SmackDown Women's Championship match. This would be the start of crazy reactions on our stream, which, we clipped them all. You could go to our Twitch channel.
Yeah, they're all banked in our clips.
But we will be releasing a whole video at some point soon of all the cool, funny reactions and stuff we had.
I have a theory.
What's that?
I think Shinsuke and Asuka are the same person.
No, they're not the same
They are. They had the same outcomes.
All right, we'll get into that later. We could let you get into that, but let's talk about this match. First of all, both of them had really cool entrances.
Yes.
Charlotte had kind of one that reminisced Triple H's entrance. Forget which WrestleMania, which Charlotte was actually involved in. She was like one of the NXT girls that was involved in that entrance. And there's 3 NXT dudes involved with this. It was Tino Sabatelli, Riddick Moss, and Dan Matha.
Okay. I know the last name for some reason.
Yeah, it was those 3 guys. So good for them. They got a little WrestleMania action. Asuka had a cool entrance too. No really special ring attire.
Her mask was like in the New Orleans theme, which was pretty cool.
She had those 3D graphics like we alluded to for The Miz too.
Kind of creepy. It was creepier, not as cool. It was creepy, but in the same way it was cool.
Charlotte was wearing all gold. She's the champ. She's, the golden goddess type thing.
She should have worn a crown involved with all that. That would have been been perfect kind of.
And then stab Asuka with it.
Asuka? That's a new one.
Asuka, Asuka.
Asuka and Shinsuke put together.
But this match, for me at least, was the best wrestling match of the night. We'll get into what my favorite match of the night was soon, but this was My favorite wrestling match, I think they put on a really good match here, which was expected from these two because, the case can be made that these are the two best women's wrestlers on the planet. I mean, they're obviously the two most popular because they have the platform.
You didn't say Ronda Rousey?
Hey, man, at that point, we didn't know what we were going to get from Ronda, so we'll get into what Ronda did at WrestleMania in a minute. But there was a lot of cool spots in this match. They really went all out. Charlotte did her moonsault, which Asuka reversed into a triangle, which was a really cool spot. That was tough. I mean, that's tough to pull off. I don't even know how they did that.
Yeah.
But
was that the one that was outside the
No,
ring?
that was inside the ring. Outside of the ring, there Asuka suplexed Charlotte onto the floor, which was pretty stiff.
Yeah, and the cameraman almost died in the process because it showed how tall Charlotte really.
Oh yeah,
is.
that's they get a lot more credit because the size difference.
Yeah,
the things they pulled off. Asuka's, she's shorter and Charlotte's like
5'10",
super tall, especially for the women's division.
Her listed bill is 5'10".
Yeah, so that's tall for a women's division wrestler. But my favorite spot from this match was the Spanish Fly Charlotte pulled off the top rope, which was pretty crazy. I didn't know Charlotte had that in her arsenal, and they pulled it off. That was a really cool spot.
She's an Amazon. Of course, she could pull it off.
I mean, now we know, but I didn't even know she could. I would never expect her to do a Spanish Fly. That's more of like a cruiserweight thing. Especially, cool. Like I said, with the size difference between the two. So.
It was cool and also very dangerous at the same time because our reaction to that, it was awesome, but our reaction at the same time when they showed the replay was like both of them were like a half turn more or less away of really it not ending well.
But, the finishing sequence to this match, Charlotte hit her spear. It was a really good spear. Everyone was like, ooh.
Yeah.
She really put some extra stank on that one.
Yeah, she did.
Then she locks in the figure eight. I mean, obviously Asuka, she taps out to the figure eight, which led to a lot of jaw dropping from us, a lot of what the hell just happened. I kind of laid on the ground in fetal position because I was a little confused at the time. A lot of F-bombs. Yeah, people were upset.
Charlie
was very upset.
Just to name drop. Yeah. The gut reaction from all of us, I think, was why end the streak now?
Now, yeah.
But, I mean, this, at least my opinion, if anyone's going to do it, because I know all of us have even said, like, who could possibly break the streak? Like, who's it going to be? Ronda Rousey was thrown out a lot, but...
It was either Ronda or Charlotte for us.
If you're going to do it, don't do it at, like, at least just do it at WrestleMania. Yeah. That's the time to have the moment. Asuka looked good in the match regardless of the outcome, so...
I also was thinking after everything, once kind of the dust settled, we moved on to the next match, was for Asuka, was it more of Undertaker? Because Undertaker, people knew after a little while that he was getting sick of the streak and wanted it to end. And I feel like Asuka, in some capacity, maybe was feeling that she wanted a streak to end so people could focus on her as the wrestler and not this person that has an unbelievable streak.
A lot of people are more focused on the fact that she was...
undefeated,
undefeated than herself as a personality.
Yeah. So now that she has this cleared out, you can focus on her.
I said, now every match she's in, there's that sliver of doubt that hey, she could lose. Mm-hmm. Everyone knew the outcome of every match she was in up until Charlotte. So, like I said, if anyone's gonna do it, you may as well give it to Charlotte because they established Nia can't beat her, who's another person people said maybe one day. I mean, and obviously other option was Ronda or even Ember Moon, but Asuka beat her a few times in NXT. So, I don't know. After the match, Asuka got on the mic, said Charlotte was ready for Asuka. They hugged. Good moment.
Yeah.
Both still faces. I don't know. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
Looking back, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I'm cool with it.
Yeah, with everything, like I said, having a few hours after and a few days to process everything, I felt I was okay with how they did it because me knowing how Undertaker wanted the streak to end, I felt like Asuka might have been at some point, hey, I want people to focus on me as this great wrestler, not this person that's undefeated.
So when Undertaker became Undertaker, he never lost?
No, like
he's always been the Undertaker.
Well, he's the American Badass. I thought.
But that's still Undertaker.
Yeah. But he at WrestleMania he was undefeated for I think it was like
no one knows when they actually realized that they were gonna make no one really knows when they decide they're gonna make it a thing where he wins every year, but eventually they're like, yeah, he's won every time at WrestleMania, we may as well make something out of this.
Yeah.
So
he had that, and then once WrestleMania, I want to say 23 or 24.
I think the first time people were like, oh, he might lose was obviously Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I know they wanted Edge too. Edge said, I don't want to do that.
That's what I'm saying. It was around 23 or 24 and 25 because Undertaker was like, Edge, I want you to do it. And Edge was like, I don't want to do it. Shawn Michaels, I want you to do this. I want the streak to end. I want, it to be over with. I want to focus on stuff. Shawn Michaels wouldn't want to take it. Then the second one wanted to happen, and he said he wouldn't take it. You get a lot of
and Triple H, I know, has said that's something that should never end. So he wasn't gonna be the one to do it. He lost to him 3 times at WrestleMania, and even CM Punk was like, I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't
so
want
everyone
to do
that
that.
Undertaker was like, I want you to beat me.
Well, someone wanted to break it, Brock Lesnar, and he did it. So, and him and Undertaker are friends. So.
Yeah. So Undertaker pretty much was just saying the pressure of going into every WrestleMania, just all the hype that you're gonna win and you have to put on these good matches, and he just was kind of sick and tired of having this streak. He wanted to do something else than have this streak intact. So he found the person that was willing to.
Well, speaking of the Undertaker, as this match was over and they were leaving, a ref starts sprinting down to the ring, and we're like, "What the hell's happening?" He jumps into the crowd, and we're like, "Oh my goodness!" He goes and whispers something in Cena's ear, and Cena's like.
Yeah, did we mention that Cena was in the crowd?
No,
yeah, Cena was in the crowd. We got some gifable moments from Cena drinking beers with the fans, mixing it up with the crowd. So
Cena's great,
taking selfies and stuff, videos. It was funny. It was a good time. But yeah, they
told Cena, I guess, something involving the Undertaker. I guess that he was there, so he sprints to the back. Asuka got a kick out of it.
Yeah, that whole sequence is so gifable because when you see it, and Asuka's looking around, and the ref just goes on the camera, sprinting around the ring, and then all of a sudden he dives over the barricade. It looked just really. He just goes from being on camera to just vanishing, and then right next to John Cena.
So that was fun. After that, we had the U.S. title Fatal 4-Way. I mean, it was a match. I'm gonna put it that way. It wasn't.
Yeah,
that memorable.
Yeah, going into it, I was like, and I really only wanted to see Rusev win, which was my pick.
Yeah, like we said, Aiden English did cut his hair in between matches he was involved in, so lots of Rusev Day chants, which was expected. I mean, he's probably one of the most over guys in the company right now. So, but Jinder ended up winning this match. He got the pin on Rusev. So Jinder Mahal,
US
they having champion.
A U.S. thing for the greatest Royal Rumble? Because I feel like this is the reason why Jinder won.
Well, SmackDown spoilers. I won't say who won, but they had a number one contenders match, and they said that person's facing him at Backlash. So I guess not.
Okay.
Maybe he might just be in the Royal Rumble thing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
So yeah, Jinder won. I mean, I popped for Jinder because my picks were done at that point.
Yeah,
so
I think Chris was in the lead at that point. It was. Chris is up 1. I was behind Chris, and you were down.
I don't even know who I picked for that match.
You picked Bobby Roode.
You picked Bobby Roode.
Oh, they were in it.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. That's all you really need.
Yeah, our predictions. We'll go into. I think I remember the ending tally, but it was close.
I think it was like 7.
It was like 7-6-5 or something like that.
Chris did win.
Yeah,
so
Chris
good for him.
Win, yeah, he won
this time. I think
he won the grandest stage of them all. Oh yeah. Yeah. So our picks, as you can tell right now, we're really downhill.
But yeah, that was a little bit of a cool down match because after this was my favorite match of the night. Not the best match, like I said, but my favorite, which was the tag team match: Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Stephanie and Triple H. None of us really knew what we were gonna get into with this. I mean, I think we were all cautiously optimistic in Ronda Rousey being at least competent in the ring.
Yeah, the only thing we knew was from obviously was her UFC stuff, but she was training with the Brian Kendrick, who's trained a good amount of wrestlers.
And she's been in the Performance Center every now and then. So, first note I have is motorcycles. Lots of motorcycles were involved.
Felt bad for the people in the first few rows just breathing in straight gasoline.
Triple H and Steph had a fleet of motorcycles. I mean, it was more like a tricycle motorcycle type thing.
Yeah, they were the trikes or whatever they were.
So that was their entrance. As always, they get a nice lengthy entrance. Triple H has to have his entrance. Kurt Angle had a good entrance. He was wearing his classic singlet this time. No Shield gear.
Unfortunately.
In his legendary time with the Shield. So, and then Ronda came out. She looked great, honestly. She obviously she's doing the Rowdy Piper stuff, which some people we were with did not like at all.
Yeah, they're really mad about that.
But I'm okay with it. I like it. I'm
long
cool
as that person
Mm-hmm.
gave them the okay to use it, I have no problems with people using it.
Is he dead?
Yes, he
but
passed
before
away.
he passed, he gave Ronda the okay to use the Rowdy moniker. The same way Muhammad Ali gave the People's Champ to The Rock. If you give it to them, it's fine by me. It is cool by me.
Mm-hmm.
But she looked great. I liked her ring attire coming out too.
The first part of this match was Triple H and Steph trying their best to keep Ronda out of the match because they knew once she's in, Steph has to go in too. So Triple H tried his best to keep it between him and Kurt Angle. And I know we said coming in that Triple H and Kurt would probably do the balance of the work, which we were actually wrong about. So Ronda and Steph did have a really big hand in this match. And
Kurt
making
just
it work.
looked super stiff, like just all stiffed up and just beat up. Unfortunately.
But they milked the hot tag to Ronda as much as they could. It was like, so I know someone posted it's like the modern day Sistine Chapel, Kurt reaching out to Ronda, and she finally gets it. She sprinted right across the ring at Steph, and Steph pretty much crapped her pants.
Yeah.
Ronda destroyed her with punches.
Yeah, I think Ronda beeled her across the ring, then got her into the corner and
Yeah.
just wailed on her in the corner.
She did like a crazy like roll through spear type thing, which everyone was like, "Oh my god, what was that?" So that was the little hint right there that Ronda was way better than we thought.
Yeah, because Steph couldn't sell at all, that was a problem.
And we got a lot of intergender action here, which WWE in the past has said they're against that, but we clearly see maybe not so much anymore. So at one point, Triple H and Ronda were in the ring, and the ref was like, can't do that, and Triple H kind of just backs him in the corner. He's like, no. I'm your boss.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this.
we're gonna do this right now. So, Ronda pretty much kicks Triple H's ass in the process. So, she did like a roll through, deadlift, Samoan drop type thing to him at one point. Kurt locked a ankle lock on Steph at one point, which was cool. And as the match went on, we went towards the finish. Obviously, Kurt and Ronda had the double submissions in at one point,
which is what we were calling for the end of our match.
That looked like it was going to be the finish, but Triple H reversed it. He sent Kurt into Ronda to break both submissions. But then Triple H and Steph went for pedigrees on both of them. They both got out of that. Ronda gets Steph isolated. Kurt and Triple H are out of the match at this point. Steph obviously knows what's about to happen. This will be her demise. Ronda stands over her, and Steph is begging her not to do it. And Ronda locks in that armbar. She gets the win. So, Ronda Rousey, first match. What do you guys think?
I was a little disappointed with this match.
Why?
You guys promised me a golden Triple H.
Oh, the
You mean
golden
a
shovel.
golden shovel?
That and Triple H. You guys said he was going to be all tan and stuff.
bronzer,
Oh yeah, you
yeah,
didn't. You didn't tan this year.
Yeah.
He hit. I said my joke of the
Maybe
because
because it wasn't an outdoor WrestleMania, so he didn't feel the need to.
Yeah, but also I said
he was chiseled.
He was.
I said I think he hit the gym more this WrestleMania
those
than he
midnight
did
workouts.
the
Oh,
tanning
dude.
salon.
It was crazy.
He looked like a negative body fat.
Yeah,
So.
it was insane. But first impressions of Ronda, I was really, really impressed with Ronda.
I was too.
I think she did fantastic. Again, it's hard when you have Stephanie, and I'm not trying to say anything.
I mean,
She's not
Steph was fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
She did her job, obviously.
She's not the best of wrestlers,
Of
so
course not.
there's moments where she didn't really sell well. But again, I'm optimistic to see what they do with Ronda in the future because I feel if they give her a solid opponent, they can put on really good really solid matches.
I wonder who that opponent will be.
I wonder
next year.
I feel like
WrestleMania.
the judo stuff was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, no, she knows. I mean, she's always been doing judo her whole life, so she knows how to really make it look hard hitting, and a lot of the things she was doing was cool.
You don't really see a lot of wrestlers do that though. It's kind of just like body throwing.
Yeah, so that's one thing she brings to wrestling that a lot of people don't know.
I thought she was really gonna punch Steph by accident. I was waiting for that. Like, sorry.
One of the punches that she gave to Steph looked stiff in the beginning. I think she got a little bit too excited.
Maybe
in that first one, and when she punched her in the gut, it like the way Stephanie like reacted, it looked like she like took a legitimate punch kind of, because she like jumped and like fell.
That's the best one she sold all night.
Yeah, that was like their best selling point right there.
But
fun match though.
You know, really cool. I mean, where are you going? Why are you? Oh, he needs a tissue. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I don't know. She exceeded expectations. The crowd was really into Ronda. I know. I feel like there was a lot of people doubting her. I know Chris has said a few times that he doesn't really get it yet, but we'll wait for him to come back to answer whether or not he's changed his mind on that. But any doubts I had of Ronda Rousey being able to translate into WWE are gone.
Yeah.
At least for now. I mean, we'll see.
I mean, it's kind of crazy to think now, seeing her wrestle, that the only thing we need to see that she can improve on is just her promos.
Yeah.
Just her talking on the mic just needs to improve a little bit. But other than that, she showed everyone that she could fit in WWE and she can wrestle in WWE.
So, Chris, you're back.
This was a lot better than anything she did on Raw.
That's why I want to know, because you said you don't get it. You were saying you don't really get her yet, but after WrestleMania, how do you feel? What do you think?
If she just keeps incorporating the judo thing, that's something new. I feel like it's cool. I was interested in it. The other stuff, I'm not really that into. Her facial expressions kind of make me laugh. Because she's trying to be like old, really. Like her mascara, I felt.
Yeah, the mascara part was kind of
too much, but yeah, it is what it is.
I think she'll tone that down a little bit now.
Yeah,
seeing that the pictures coming out of WrestleMania are going to be like her mascara running on her face and stuff.
So her acting is not that great. I mean, she sold in the match, or that was fine.
See, the thing is, she definitely gets it though.
Yes.
She understands what it
she's
takes
a fan.
to. Well, yeah, exactly. She understands what it takes to at least be a wrestler, and obviously she has the natural ability to translate that to being a good wrestler. And obviously, that match that WWE clearly wants is her versus Charlotte. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was the main event next year. So
yeah,
we'll see. She's obviously leaps and bounds ahead of what anyone expected. So good for her. Dana White was there to support her. He looked really happy for her when they showed him.
Yeah,
so.
he
was there for her, not Brock.
I think he was. I mean, I think he may have just been helping his buddy Brock to get a little bit more money from the WWE.
Yeah, he had a very stressful week. We're not going to go into why, but it was good to see him have a smile on his face. A certain
Irishman kind of gave him a
very stressful week. So. Yeah, so it was good to see him have a smile on his face and supporting Ronda at WrestleMania.
I know. I heard that those bus incidents happen a lot.
Oh, the thing Jesse keeps talking about. Yeah. Anyway, after that, we had the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match. And it was pretty much what we expected.
Yeah.
We should note the New Day came out with a bunch of little people dressed up like pancakes.
Oh, my God.
Which was pretty funny. They had the 3D graphics, too, with pancakes and all that good stuff. But, yeah, it was a pretty quick match. I think they had like 6 minutes.
Yeah, it felt like, 6 to 8 minutes at best.
It was pretty much what we thought going in. The Bludgeon Brothers were going to come in and just destroy everyone, which they did.
Without the use of the hammers.
They didn't use the hammers again.
They show that they're dominant without the hammers.
Special moment.
Oh, yeah.
They might actually murder someone.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're going to use that against the Golden Shovel.
I don't think Triple H is going to be involved with them.
You never know.
Because he's on Raw.
Well, who else has a sledgehammer?
No one. It's just him.
Yeah.
No one takes his sledgehammer from Triple H.
Yeah, so the battle of the sledgehammers.
It's like Sting with his bat. You don't touch the bat.
But yeah, the Bludgeon Brothers.
I thought he was known for his bass.
Braun Strowman is known for his bass. But we're not talking about Sting. That's Sting.
Yeah, the Bludgeon Brothers win. Expected. Good for them. They get their first tag team championships together after a long time on the main roster.
Did you really think they were going to lose or no?
No. We all picked them. So I had you never know. Vince loves the New Day, so he could have woken up and decided. But Bludgeon Brothers, you have a new monster tag team on SmackDown, so good for them. And after that was the moment everyone was waiting for with bated breath to see if it was going to happen. Undertaker versus Cena, but before that, I mean, obviously Cena comes out.
He's getting ready.
Yep.
He's getting amped up.
The lights go out. All of us go, oh my God, it's happening. And then you hear a guitar strum. And they're like, it's Elias. He's here.
Good old Elias. It's not a WrestleMania without Elias.
You thought it was someone else.
He comes down to the ring. He sings. He does his whole shtick, the shut your mouth thing. Cena gets very upset during this. He goes back to his seat in the crowd. He's like, I clearly not a fan of Elias, but eventually he gets fed up with Elias doing his thing. He comes in, hits his AA, and Elias gets out of there. So
AA.
yeah, FU. I know you like calling it that.
Come on.
It's fine. But Cena's
original name.
Cena's tired of it. You know, he's tried everything. Clearly, Undertaker's not showing up. So he goes to walk up the ramp. He gets about halfway there, and then lights drop again. The gong hits.
No, I noticed the smoke first.
Smoke first, you
Yeah.
did.
There's smoke first, and I was like, oh, it's going to happen.
And then-
Undertaker comes out when there's smoke on the ground.
They cut to the ring. His hat and jacket are there from
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah,
I don't
just
know
like
how no one noticed it
he
all
just-
this
yeah,
time.
He just spontaneously showed up. He was just sitting there. Didn't notice it.
Then lightning strikes. It's gone. The
Which
hat
was
and- the
crazy.
hat and-
I want to know. I want to know that trick so badly. Like, what are they?
It's
what do they
it's
do with that?
gone. And then
poof.
what do you know? He's on the ramp. The
Was that-
Undertaker's here.
Was that lightning in the arena?
No, it's just like a poof of fire in the arena.
They don't see.
They used to.
They used to have like a line.
like a
It was
line,
like,
and yeah, it would shoot. But I think
Oh,
they
yeah,
just
they-
did like a graphic thing with
Oh.
like the smoke.
But Taker shows up on the ramp, and Cena pretty much shit himself.
Yeah,
He was like, "Oh my God, he's actually here."
yeah,
He did not know what to do.
yeah, he started
Um,
backpedaling as
yeah.
the music started to hit. It was pretty funny.
And we all said right away, Taker looks great.
You did?
He way better than last year.
Long
that's
hair.
for sure. He had the long hair. Chris said, "No, it's part of the hat."
I didn't say that. Charlie did.
No, that was you, man.
You said it was.
I watched
said,
it back.
I said it. I said, is it a wig? And there's no. It might be part of the hat.
I didn't say
We all
that.
agreed it could have been part of the hat, but nope. It was his natural hair back, and he looked great
Sure
from a
wasn't
physical
extensions,
standpoint too.
yeah, but
We don't know.
I don't think it was
but-
part of the hat.
No, it was his hair.
I don't know.
No,
I know
he
Charlie.
took the
Someone
hat
said it
off.
was part
It's
of the
definitely
hat.
Charlie.
Someone said. I don't know if it was Charlie, but I know someone said, "Oh, maybe it's part of his hat or something, or like it's like a wig." I thought it could have been a wig.
Yeah, but Taker, he looked good.
Mm-hmm.
He could move.
Yeah.
He wasn't limping. He hit old school at one point, so that's how you know.
I was terrified of that. I said beforehand when he was walking over the bench, I said, "I'm kind of scared to see if he can still do the old school. Like, I don't want to see him like knee crumble and like him fall out of the ring or something."
But
No, he hit it.
at one point, Cena goes to hit his 5-knuckle shuffle before he can. Taker does his sit-up gimmick thing. So that's when Cena was like, "Oh no,
It's over.
I don't know what I've done."
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a quick match.
I
Rightfully
during our
so, though.
during our stream I said it's not a Cena squash. This is
It
a
was.
Taker squash. And then Steven's like, "It's a squash." Oh Jesus.
Choke slam, tombstone.
Yep.
That was it. Cena.
I like that though.
All this work he put in to get the match, and he couldn't even put up a fight. So
Yeah.
Taker, the powers of the darkness. I know we were all disappointed that he wasn't American Badass, but
I wasn't.
I was cool.
I
with
would've
it.
I
been
was fine with it.
disappointed
It's
if he was.
it's Undertaker. Like, yeah, we would have loved to see American Badass, but
Why?
it's fine seeing it. Well, I mean, this type of match, because again, like I thought, okay, he beat.
No, it's because all the motorcycle budget went to Triple
Yeah,
H.
true, yeah, but I thought,
Actually, Undertaker did give competition for longest intro.
yeah,
No, he definitely had the longest one.
You sure?
Because if you count from the second you see his like hat and stuff to where he finally gets in the ring, that was probably like 5 minutes or so. So
Saving all that energy for the fight.
but I forgot. I don't know what the future is. Like I thought, okay, he beat Cena and he was gonna finally announce his retirement, but he didn't.
you know him; he likes to keep it open.
Yeah, he keeps it open. So I mean, I
I
wouldn't
think you
mind.
say you lose for retirement.
Well, I
It's a
said
little different.
I
When
said
last
if
year
Cena-
he looked terrible.
the reason why I picked Cena in my predictions was like I said, okay, if Cena beats him, then Taker can finally be like, that's it. This is it for me. I can't beat anyone anymore. Like I lost Roman, lost Brock, I lost Cena. I'm too old. It's time
Wait,
for me to
Roman beat the Undertaker?
Yeah.
Yeah, last
That's
year.
so
Last year.
Stupid.
go. So but now that
That's so dumb.
now that he beat Cena, now it's okay. Like if you have like 8 to 10 matches of 8 to 10 minute matches with the Undertaker each year,
as long as he's healthy, he could put on at least a decent match.
Yeah,
it's the Undertaker.
I'm actually getting bummed now. I thought he lost to Brock. I was like, all right.
He did.
No, he lost to Brock and then he lost to Roman.
Yeah, but Roman sucks.
Apparently. We'll get into that in a minute.
Oh my god.
But after that, another highly anticipated moment. Daniel Bryan's return to in-ring action.
Yes.
Tag team match with Shane versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Obviously, if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn lost, they are fired from SmackDown Live. Obviously, crowd went absolutely nuts for Daniel Bryan. I'm pretty sure the roof almost blew off that place with the yes chants.
Yeah, he had the weird Vanguard 1
Yeah,
entrance.
there was. Matt Hardy said that it's Vanguard 1's part of Vanguard 1's fleet that Vanguard 1 let him use. So that clears that up.
So you know how we said that when Daniel Bryan had the weird Vanguard 1 thing, we're like, that's Matt Hardy's thing. Why is this Vanguard 1? When it was like showing like the drone and it was like talking about the yes movement. We're like, that's Matt Hardy's thing, but allegedly Matt Hardy cleared the air and said that it's part of the Vanguard fleet, that Vanguard 1 let him use it or something like that.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, obviously, everyone loves Daniel Bryan. 4 years ago, he obviously had his WrestleMania moment in the same arena that he was returning in at WrestleMania 34. So, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's music hit. But they ambushed them from behind. Good old heel tactic from them. They don't want their WrestleMania entrance. They just want their jobs back. Yeah. So good for them. They quickly get on Daniel Bryan.
Goat boy.
They hit him with the power bomb to the apron, the dreaded power bomb on the hardest part of the ring. That takes him out of the match for pretty much, I'd say, half of it.
Yeah.
He needed medical attention, obviously, because his injuries and stuff. So that left Shane alone to try to defeat both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Obviously, he didn't get much offense in, but he did hit his coast to coast on Sami Zayn, which was cool.
Yeah,
everyone loves a good Shane McMahon coast to coast. Good for him for still being able to do it.
Yeah, it looks tough, especially for Shane these days. After all of his body getting beat up over the years.
I was also disappointed with this match. You guys said he was going to jump off something.
Yeah,
we were hoping.
I was hoping. I said the WrestleMania logo was just high enough for him to jump off of. But
maybe next year.
Maybe.
Hopefully, maybe everyone will get injured again, and he has to have another Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker.
That would be hilarious.
But Shane finally gets the hot tag to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan came back, and he went pretty much completely off on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. He was hitting those corner drop kicks. At one point, he does get powerbombed, but he hits he takes the pop-up powerbomb and he holds his head, sort of like, oh no.
Yeah.
Is he like jacked up? And he just did a good job selling it. He kips up right after that. And that was pretty much it for the match. He gets his yes kicks. He gets his knee plus, his Shining Wizard on Sami Zayn, locks in the yes lock, and Sami Zayn taps out. So Daniel Bryan victorious in his return. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are officially fired from SmackDown Live. So,
but they're going to Raw.
I mean, we'll talk about that tomorrow on our episode.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in what Chris thinks about Daniel Bryan, because this was obviously his first time seeing him compete. I'm not sure if you even knew who Daniel Bryan was before you started this podcast. Obviously, you know the older dudes like Taker, Cena, Brock Lesnar. But do you even know who Daniel Bryan is? And if so,
well, I know him as Goat Boy on SNL. He had a really good skit.
Oh, he was on SNL once.
Yeah, as Goat Boy. But yeah.
But what did you think? Do you buy into the hype that Daniel Bryan has behind him?
I mean, the yes thing is kind of funny. I love how we had our friend Pete here who really didn't care about wrestling, but he bought into the yes movement.
Oh yeah, he was doing the yes chants, and he said this is the only movement I would be buying into, or something like that, which is pretty funny.
So I guess it's universal. People really like Daniel Bryan.
I mean, yeah. Did you see the arena?
Yeah, I loved the whole thing beforehand, the whole entrance to show how impactful Daniel Bryan was to wrestling and the whole yes movement.
Why was he so important? What makes him just because the yes thing?
It's just because he his whole thing is that he's just like an everyday dude. that likes to wrestle, and he's really good at it. And the thing that really put him on the map, well, first of all,
Was
thanks,
Team Hell No?
well, that, and thanks to CM Punk leaving, he got inserted into the main event. Well, not because of that, but that opened up the spot because that was supposed to be CM Punk's spot at WrestleMania 30, but he got fed up and left. So he got inserted to the storyline where Triple H and Steph and, Vince, and they say he was a B-plus player. He isn't a main event superstar. He can't have these opportunities because he's not good enough. He's not on the level of Randy Orton, on John Cena. And, the whole Yes movement, everyone wouldn't accept anything less than him being in the main event of WrestleMania 30. So there's a thing where he occupied Raw, there was a whole Occupy movement in New York City around the time. So him and I think it was 150 people filled the ring.
Yeah, we're all doing the Yes chant.
And he's like, we're not leaving this ring till I get a match with you, Triple H, at WrestleMania. And if I win that match, I get inserted into the main event. And he's like, fine, you get it. You get the match. And the crowd goes crazy. And he finally gets his opportunity at WrestleMania. And he went on to win that match and get inserted into the main event the same night with Batista and Randy Orton. Obviously won the undisputed titles. So
he beat Batista
and Randy Orton in the same night.
And Triple H.
Andy Orton and Batista had a thing, right?
They were on Evolution. He beat all 3 members of Evolution in one night.
Minus Ric Flair.
Yeah.
3 active members of Evolution, we should say.
So,
but yeah, everyone bought in on Daniel Bryan. I mean, Steven usually says he's the reason why he got back into wrestling. And
I mean, the pipe bomb obviously is what was that's cool. That's interesting. Obviously there was the dark periods it was 04 to 08 where nothing happened. It was Vince was pushing these juiced up roid heads that he just worshipped because Vince wants.
You can even say Batista.
No, but Batista's a good wrestler, so I don't care. Batista's fine, but there's oh my god, I can't even think of.
Was Test?
Well, I'm pretty sure Test was dead at that point.
Probably, yeah. But he was before pumping him out.
God damn, why can't I think of anyone?
The Great Khali.
Great Khali, guys like that. Vince, he gets these attractions and he just pushes them to the moon because he thinks they're people want to see it when these actual good wrestlers are getting held in the mid card. That's why when guys like Eddie Guerrero and He Who Shall Not Be Named won the titles at the same WrestleMania was crazy because it was wow, these guys that were cruiserweights not too long ago are the 2 champions in WWE. Yeah. It's and then guys like Edge even that got pushed. It was shocking that guys like that. So the pipe bomb brought me back, and then what got me started week to week again was the whole Daniel Bryan thing, him chasing the titles. I literally remember how Kevin and Craig used to complain that I needed off Monday nights. That's why I could not miss an episode of Raw because I needed to see it because of Daniel Bryan. So he's what got me into watching wrestling every week again. So ever since then, I haven't stopped. So.
For me, before I was seeing a lot of CM Punk stuff because Steven was you need to see this. But yeah, I got back into watching wrestling a lot more often because of the S movement. I gotta say, he really got me back into it, and seeing the end of that whole storyline was probably one of the happier moments of me watching wrestling, other than
and
Edge winning the title.
Himself? What?
He had concussion issues when he was doing indie stuff, and then when he came to WWE, he just came with him, and he got banged up to the point of he was pretty much banged up to the point of an NFL player with all these concussions, where they pretty much told him we don't want you to wrestle anymore because God forbid something again happens to you, when you're one concussion away from permanent serious brain damage, and he finally got cleared.
Every doctor but WWE's would clear him. He went all over the country, other countries.
All different specialists everywhere.
Because he would not, like you said, he wasn't giving up. If he wasn't going to wrestle in WWE in September when his contract ended, he'd go somewhere else and wrestle because that's all he wants to do is wrestle. So, am I uncomfortable with it? A little bit, but if he wants to do it, whatever.
I mean, it's his choice, and we are always wishing the best in health for Daniel Bryan. Just because we don't want to see something like that happen again to someone that's meant a lot to wrestling as a whole. So fun time, and we're super super happy to see that end. And we're excited to see what happens with Daniel Bryan in the future.
Yeah. So That was fun. Obviously, everyone loves Daniel Bryan. And I should add the fact that when the same WrestleMania Undertaker streak ended, that wasn't the most memorable moment from that night. That was Daniel Bryan winning, which even adds to it even more that the biggest storyline of every WrestleMania was Undertaker winning, and that got overshadowed by Daniel Bryan winning the title.
It was funny. It was like for like maybe like an hour, it was like Undertaker lost the Mania, and then all of a sudden Daniel Bryan wins, and everyone's like, Daniel Bryan wins. He's all over ESPN. He's all everywhere. Bleacher Report, all over the place. I think my Twitter blew up with pictures of that night. My Instagram, all that stuff was like, yeah, Undertaker lost. Yeah.
Like, you think I went crazy when AJ Styles won?
Yeah.
Spoiler. Think about that like 15 times over when Daniel Bryan won at WrestleMania 30.
I think my phone blew up
guys
because
really
of
didn't think that
Twitter.
was gonna happen?
It's not that we didn't think it was going to happen. At that point, it was like, okay, like, he got there. It's going to happen. But, like, it was, like, however many months of just wanting it, and we finally got it. Like,
Was that
it's, like, not often Vince, like, gives us what we want, especially in the main event, as we saw at WrestleMania. So
yeah.
Was that the night where we Skyped watching WrestleMania? Yeah, because I think my ears were ringing for a solid, like, 30 minutes after Daniel Bryan won. It's a cool time.
But yeah, so after this, let's move on because, we got stuck on that. But it was Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw title.
Hungry.
Yeah, I mean, story of this match was Nia pretty much destroying everyone. Before the match even started, she absolutely destroyed Mickie James.
Yeah.
Ragdolled her. Samoa dropped her on the floor. So Mickie James literally looked like she died. And she pretty much controlled the match with Alexa. I mean, Alexa kept getting some offense in by using like eye rakes and eye pokes and stuff to get an upper hand.
Yeah, she attacked her knee to get her down on the ground a lot, stuff like that.
And she hit her twisted Bliss off the top rope to the outside at one point, which was cool. But Nia won. Obviously, she wins the Raw Women's Championship via a Samoan drop off the second rope. Before she hits it, she has like a Obi-Wan moment. She yells, "I loved you."
Yeah.
Really?
So that was fun.
Yeah. And then we were surprised.
I missed that.
We were surprised that she was going to do the Samoa drop off the top, but she sold that, and Alexa sold that really well. Like, it looked pretty awesome when it happened.
I mean, I picked Alexa Bliss because I was hoping there'd be a cash in on Sunday because I thought that'd be the better way to do it. But good for Nia. Like I said many times, I've turned my opinion on her. I really like the work she's been doing, so good for her.
Yeah.
New face of the Raw Women's Division. So, and after that, the dream match: AJ Styles versus Shinsuke. I mean, Chris never saw their first match in New Japan, so he didn't really have a gauge on what everyone was really talking about heading into this match being a dream match, the rematch that we never thought would happen, especially in WWE. So, Chris, I'm wondering what you thought of AJ Styles and Shinsuke.
Well, my prediction was that Shinsuke was going to win.
Mm-hmm. All of us predicted Shinsuke.
Yep. And I was surprised AJ won. I felt like he was being too showboaty, and they pushed Shinsuke more, I feel. But the match wasn't like, I don't know. I thought it was gonna be like epic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was just kind of like he does this finisher, and then he does this move, and then he does this again.
Well,
it was really long.
It felt kind of long, but it also felt at the same time kind of rushed at the same time. Like, it felt like, okay, we thought this match was going to be able to breathe for a little bit. But at this point, we had 2 matches left. And it was getting kind of
one
late.
thing I want to point out that when this started hour 5, it started at like, I think 10:45-ish, 10:50-ish Eastern time. So at that point, we're tired. I'm absolutely shit-faced drunk.
Yeah.
At that point. The crowd there is obviously tired, so especially after something like Daniel Bryan where they're all probably yes chanting the crap.
Everyone was. Yeah, like, I think someone even here when they saw that said, wow, that's a lot of rows. Yes, usually on normal stuff, you only get like the first like 20, 30 rows back. Like, everyone in the arena was yes chanting, so everyone, you could tell a lot of people were kind of
I mean, it's WrestleMania. You're going to be tired. I mean, I went back and looked at this match again. It did tell a good story. I mean, the whole thing they've been building is that whoever shows more emotion first is going to lose. So it was slow. They were kind of feeling each other out. They were, seeing who could break first. They wanted, the whole thing was, you're too emotional, AJ. I mean, I'm not emotional. He's like, the whole thing they've been doing the past however many weeks on SmackDown. But eventually, AJ does obviously win the match. Our feed actually cut out during this, so someone rushed to put it on the phone, which we luckily saw the end of the match on there.
Charlie quickly, quickly got it on his phone.
Too. That's like a prank.
Yeah, that was one of the matches that we did not. I think Charlie jinxed us because he was like, "I really hope the stream doesn't cut out during this match. It's the only match I want to watch."
Yeah,
and it cut out.
I don't know. Obviously, it's not Wrestle Kingdom 10.
No,
that's almost a 5-star match. But I mean, this.
Who won that?
What?
Who won
Shinsuke
that?
won that match.
Won that one.
So even when AJ, I'm like, I guess that makes sense. I guess AJ ties it up. You could have the rubber match now, and I think that this match is just a stop. I think they're gonna have another match. I mean, whether it's at the Greatest Royal Rumble thing or Backlash, I think, or even it could go to SummerSlam. I think that's probably when they're gonna. It'll be a shorter show. They're gonna probably have more time to really do their thing. But yeah, AJ won. He reversed the Kinshasa into the Styles Clash. They make the Styles Clash look strong, which I'm always down for. So.
I mean, it is the scariest move in WWE. So.
True story.
Yeah. So I mean, I hope they make it look strong.
I mean, I lost my mind mainly to ham it up because Charlie was all in on Shinsuke, and I grabbed the title he brought. I was like, still champ. You could go check that out. I mean, like I said, I was shit faced. I told everyone I was going to drink a lot. I kept my word. It's WrestleMania. It's like one of the biggest days of the year for me. I had a good time. I still remember everything, so it wasn't that drunk. So, but after the match, they hug it out. Obviously, there's a lot of respect between these two. They have the history. They hug it out. Shinsuke takes the belt. He gets on one knee. He hands it over to AJ as like a show of respect, obviously. AJ holds the belt up high, and Shinsuke low blows him. Shinsuke.
Heel turn. Let's do it.
Heel turn on Shinsuke.
I'm so excited for this.
After that, he gives AJ some vicious kicks to the face. AJ actually starts bleeding from his ear a little bit from them. After that, on the outside, Shinsuke hits the Kinshasa on AJ, lays him out. And I mean,
he got booed.
Yeah, he did.
He got booed.
So
a lot.
I mean,
so it worked.
I'm cool with this.
I'm super cool with this.
The main problem with Shinsuke, he doesn't really have a character. He hasn't had a character. It's just been, he's this rock star from Japan. You're supposed to just like him.
Yeah, he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Yeah. You gotta like him.
Now he has a
direction.
Yeah, in 5 minutes, they gave him more character than he's had in a year on the main roster. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Now you have a heel and face dynamic. Obviously, a lot of people probably would have preferred AJ as the heel because he is a great heel too. But I'm cool with it. AJ keeps his title. He gets his moment. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if when they have this rubber match that I'm sure they'll acknowledge the fact that Shinsuke won the first match at some point. So we'll see. And you never know. They have Daniel Bryan in the mix too now. So
things get really interesting relatively soon.
And we get to one of the more interesting parts of the night, the Raw Tag Team title match.
This is so weird.
Obviously, we didn't know coming in who Braun's partner was or if he had a partner at all. The whole match started weird. I went to the bathroom and come back, and there's these like giant heads on my screen. I'm like, what the hell is going on right now? Yeah. And you're like, it's the bar, it's their entrance. I'm like, what even is this? Like, what the? It was
they came in on a Mardi Gras float with these weird like royal mascots,
right?
and it just looked like a mess, and you could tell the bar were uncomfortable, and like even I was uncomfortable watching it.
Definitely not the best entrance of the night.
No.
So.
I mean, the best part about it was when Braun comes out.
Yeah, but then Braun comes out and all the Mardi Gras people get scared away.
I feel like that's why they did it.
They run away comically. Yeah. Braun tosses their float off the stage
and breaks it perfectly in half.
Yeah.
So he gets on the mic. He's like, I know you guys want to know who my partner is. It's not anyone back there. It's one of you. And he points to the crowd. I'm like, all right, this should be
interesting. We think someone could be in the crowd.
yeah,
you know,
wrestler. I mean, all the
Bobby
NXT
Lashley,
guys are out there.
Samoa Joe, someone from NXT.
And he rummages. He's like, you. And he points to a little kid who we find out is Nicholas. His name is Nicholas.
He's a boy.
Yeah, we thought, is that a girl? And he has long hair. No, it was a boy. But Nicholas immediately is over. He's more over than Roman Reigns has ever been. The crowd chanting, "We want Nicholas." They're hot for Nicholas. The bar's a little confused, but obviously this match was basically Braun.
Yeah, it was really funny. There's a moment where Braun's in the corner with Nicholas, and he goes, "You stand in the corner, and I'll do everything else." And Nicholas had this really shocked face of like, I'm terrified, but also having fun at the same time.
At one point, Nicholas did get tagged in, though. So he stood there for a second. It looked like Cesaro was about to, like, bash him. But he tagged right back out. I mean, the crowd did pop pretty big for Nicholas getting in there.
So I saw the picture of Goldberg online with a kid saying, like, this is the next batch. So did Goldberg do that with a kid?
That's his son.
It was his son.
That was his son.
Yeah.
He was brought up on stage as a partner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not as a partner. He just brought him out there.
Yeah, he won his championship and brought him out.
Yeah, the whole thing for Goldberg coming back was so his son could see him wrestle.
Because his son never got to see him wrestle.
Yeah, So Braun tagged back in. He hits power slam, pins Cesaro. Nicholas and Braun, new Raw Tag Team Champions.
Nicholas is now the youngest champion in WWE history.
Yeah, so we'll see if they actually acknowledge that.
Yeah.
So they're going to fight Goldberg and his son?
I mean, I'd watch that, but no. Because Raw spoiler, they did give up the titles immediately. Yes. So Nicholas is still in 4th grade.
Yeah.
What?
Technically, I was yelling during the stream that this is illegal.
It technically is illegal.
It has to be 18.
I don't know. It was fun. I mean, that's something that you could only see at WrestleMania. Yeah. So that is a WrestleMania moment. It was a good time.
Probably a foundation thing.
No. Actually, it was the referee of the match's son, John Cone's son. So.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah, it was his son.
It's cool. I know a lot of people like. I mean, at first we said this was really dumb, but now having a process, it was cool. This kid has a WrestleMania moment for the rest of his life. You know, it was a cool moment. Braun showed that he's a pretty chill guy.
Let's go get these hairs.
Yeah, and I think it was a cool kind of thing. Although it was really confusing, and we thought that this storyline was going to end with something kind of different. I was at the end of it after processing it. I said, okay, this is kind of cool. Like that something like this could happen. And
worse things could have happened.
Yes.
On this night. And speaking of, let's get into the worst thing that happened on this night.
Oh, jeez.
The main event of WrestleMania 34.
Can we just hit the stop here before we all get
No, because unfortunately it is our job as wrestling podcasters to cover this moment. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. 4 years in the making at this point.
I was happy for this.
You were excited?
Yeah.
I was kind of interested in this. Like,
I obviously have been very vocal. I was looking forward to it.
I realized how many people did not want Brock to win, and I realized I really want Brock to win.
But at the same time, a lot of people didn't want Roman Reigns to win either. So
I mean, clearly the WrestleMania crowd did not want to see Roman win.
Yeah,
because he got pops on Raw, and when he came out,
oh my god,
straight up
booze,
straight up, like the whole arena. I thought you were gonna get a few claps and a few let's go, you know.
I'm sure his family clapped.
The place just went
half the arena,
just
it might be
loud with booze. It was shocking. I mean, even Brock got a pop, and a lot of people don't like Brock. Brock got a little bit of a pop.
Let's start
He's
here.
The entity, yo.
Every match Brock has been in this year has been one F5, and it's over.
Yeah.
Roman kicked out of 4 F5s.
And then hard cut himself.
Brock did the Randy Orton on him. Cut him up pretty good with an elbow. So Roman had the crimson mask at one point.
But I'm pretty sure it wasn't like Randy, where like Randy's skull actually got fractured.
Randy actually got jacked up.
Yeah, and Roman just went to one side and found a little sharp thing and boop, right on the hairline. But I mean, we thought we were gonna get some Eddie Guerrero moment here. Like, we thought he cut accidentally a little too deep because blood was all over the place.
Let's go through the list of chants we heard during this match. CM Punk chance.
Typical.
Got an appearance in the main event. We want Nicholas.
Yes.
There it was Beach Ball Mania,
Mm-hmm.
literally at WrestleMania this year. First time for that.
Although it got deflated real lot.
But I'm pretty sure there was dozens of them.
Yes,
so
yes, yeah. One of the pictures actually got.
And a first time I ever heard this. This is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is awful.
And
appearance.
that was like the predominant chant later on. Was, this is awful, which is really bad.
Yeah.
For a main event of WrestleMania, you do not want to hear that phrase at all.
Yep. Oh, it was literally the same thing over and over for like 10 minutes.
It was F5,
it was
Superman
spam.
punch, spears. Roman hits a spear. Brock kicked out. That's when I was like, oh my God, no. It's happening.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Brock gets up. Fifth F5. 1, 2, 3.
No, but Roman did something and he caught him. Like I think he went to go for a Superman punch.
Maybe.
Because he hit the the spear,
doesn't
kicked
matter.
out. He charges up for the Superman punch, runs after him, Brock F5s him, and then we get that finish.
I don't know.
I wish we had a button right now to have the clip of your initial reaction.
I could just pull it up.
Yeah, Steven's initial reaction of this taking place was by far one of the funnier moments of the night, because it is so true, because of how
Here we go.
that is gonna happen. Yeah, it was pretty
Brock
terrifying.
Lesnar, man.
Wow. Brock is staying in WWE. We're gonna get this shit again next year. No! No!
So yeah, I wasn't a fan of what happened.
Yeah.
I think this was. I mean, I've read reports that it was changed midway who would win. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't.
Vince decided, oh well, everyone thinks Roman's gonna win. Let's shock them. Well, turns out I think we wanted Roman to win to get it over with.
It's the wrong time to shock everyone.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, we were shocked to begin with because Asuka lost.
Yes.
Shinsuke lost.
There was enough shocking moments that you could have had Roman and yes, you heard this is awful. A few years back when he won the title, there were the boos. We would have gotten that again. But I think at the end of this match, if Roman were to win, things would have changed because people would have been like, all right, the whole Brock Lesnar chapter and everything is done. We could finally move on. And no, that's not happening. And allegedly that Brock's got a new
Brock's
contract.
back. I mean, it's like a few appearances here, and then he's gonna do his UFC thing, but he'll be back after that apparently. So
We'll see.
Brock apparently was not happy at all. He stormed out of the ring.
Yeah.
We didn't get a shot of him with the title after the match. Apparently, reports are saying him and Vince got into it after he threw the Universal title. We don't know if it was at a wall or at Vince. Apparently, he was not happy with how the match was perceived, but I don't know what they really expected. So,
Yeah, I really don't know if that's all true. I really don't know what Brock was expecting then because I think people started to realize halfway that, oh, God, this is what we're going to get. And that's why This Is Awful started to happen.
Well, according to Charlie, Brock Lesnar is lazy.
define lazy. No, here, I get that. He can be lazy, but that's only if he doesn't want to work with the guy he's working with. We've seen several times this year when he's with AJ, they put on a great match. He sold the shit out of anything AJ gave to him, and even afterwards, everyone said that Brock said he loved working with AJ. Samoa Joe, he said he loved working with. If he likes the person he's working with, he's going to put on a great match. I mean, everyone says he likes Roman, but when it's they try to recreate kind of, it was like, I feel like it was almost like they combined the Goldberg match from last year, and him and Goldberg put on a great match last year. That's a match where finisher spam works. It's just two larger-than-life dudes that are just going to try to kill each other. So it worked. And I was super entertained by that match. And Brock Lesnar winning was fine.
I mean, that is Goldberg, though.
I mean, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar was going to win that match. But
that's because we also know the history of Goldberg and the history of Brock, where these guys literally destroy people. So it's okay when you put them in. Roman, it's not. They didn't build him to be this guy that can literally
and Roman's
destroy
a
anyone.
really good wrestler.
Yes.
Roman doesn't need finisher spam. He could put on a good match with anyone. He's done it with AJ.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, AJ could put on a match with anyone, but Cena and Roman had a good match. I mean, Seth and Roman have had good matches. He puts on good matches with anyone. Him and Finn. I mean, I'll keep naming people. He's put on a good match with them.
I'm not. Yeah, I disagree when people say that Roman is a bad wrestler because he's not a bad wrestler.
No.
It's just the stuff that they do and the storylines that they do and the pushes that they do is people are sick and tired of it, and that's why people boo Roman. It's not that he's a bad wrestler. It's just that everyone's.
I mean, he does have a vest.
Yeah, he needs to get rid of the vest. That's the thing too. But who knows what the future holds because now we don't know what's going to happen with Brock, and me and Steven agree that Brock kind of holds Raw and the roster back with his presence, and this was a turning point or the match that could have finally given people who deserve it a push to the top.
I mean, it was announced him and Roman are having a rematch at the Greatest Royal Rumble, which is clearly WrestleMania 2.0 at this point.
This is like the restart. Like, we made mistakes. Let's fix this at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
In a cage match, so I'm assuming that's when Roman will get his belt because whoever paid Vince in Saudi Arabia clearly gave him a lot of money because he is stacking that card. And if they paid him enough to get Roman to get that win there, and Roman still gets booed, Vince might just die on the spot. That might be what finally kills Vince. Because
I don't think Vince. I think Vince would be so perplexed and shocked on what he has to do to get this guy over. Like he would just be sitting there in the back, like, what do I need to do? Like, am I broken? Did I do something wrong? Like, what is happening here?
I don't know. Well, let's talk about in general. A couple things I want to point out. There was no music performance this year, which was great.
Which was good.
It didn't kill the flow of the show. I mean, it has its place because it lets people go to the bathroom or whatever and not miss matches.
My infamous bathroom merge taco popcorn break didn't occur here.
There was no really any legend segments other than like when they bring the Hall of Famers out, which obviously they do every year. There was no obviously The Rock wasn't there, which we thought he would be.
Yeah, what happened with that?
No Stone Cold. Stone Cold said he watched it in a hotel lobby with a bunch of other wrestlers at a bar. So there was, overall, grade wise, I'll give it a B. It wasn't a terrible WrestleMania. No. There were some good matches. I was entertained. I mean, the main event is what it is. I'm not going to let the main event ruin the show for me. I had a good time all 6 or 7 hours that, I give it a B. I had a good time. I enjoyed it. I don't know. What about you guys?
I'm going to agree with you. I was stuck between a B plus and a B. I'm going to finish it with a B. I mean, like I said, the main event did bother me. I'm not going to let it kill me. The AJ Shinsuke stuff did upset me a little bit because I really like Shinsuke and I wanted him to finally get a title. But for the most part, I did enjoy the whole show. And a lot of things I had it wasn't fantastic. It wasn't awful. It was in the middle, which is why, I ended up giving it a B.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. Seth won, AJ won, Undertaker came back and won, and Brock won. So it was pretty good for me. Probably give it like a B plus.
So B's all around. I mean, yeah. I mean,
it would have been an A plus if Ed showed up, but
you could have watched the Hall of Fame, dude.
Yeah, I saw him with his lack of hair.
He had hair. He has long hair.
Not that long.
I know, but it was tied back. So
probably doing it for a role this time around. Not his typical wrestler ways.
Yeah, because he's a Viking.
Yeah.
That's besides the point. Like I said, I enjoyed myself. I mean, I do every WrestleMania, even if it's pure garbage. It's something you look forward to all year. I mean, I guess that's what Vince wants, and I'm a sucker, so. I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah. We move on.
We have a lot of more wrestling. I mean, like I said, getting a B rating for the biggest show of the year is not the worst thing in the world.
No. Especially when it's 6-7 hours you're sitting there.
I think all of us did have a good time. And like we said, we all gave it Bs. And for Chris's kind of first full in WrestleMania, I didn't think he could ask for a better show, I feel. Like they said, it was a pretty good card, although the outcomes were a little weird. At the end of the day, it was a good time. So
Yeah.
can't complain about it.
So yeah, that pretty much covers it.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 34 is in the books. So until next year,
Yeah.
we'll see what a year will bring. I'm sure some crazy stuff will happen between now and then.
Mhm.
It's kind of
For
how it
sure.
works.
Yeah, right now it's looking like there's going to be some crazy stuff for next year's WrestleMania.
At MetLife Stadium, so
Yeah,
we'll see. Maybe we'll be there.
maybe. Time will
Maybe.
tell.
We'll see. But until then, until our usual weekly episode, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening. We appreciate it.
Let us know what you guys thought. Go check out our stream highlights when they go up. We're going to be working on that. Probably, hopefully, by the beginning of next week, we'll get that up so you guys could laugh at me being a complete idiot under the influence of alcohol. So.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys. You know where to check us out at this point.
Yeah.
Twitch.
You can hear us before.
YouTube. Yeah, right before the podcast. Go check that out again, and listen to the podcast over again. Give us all the listens.
We would greatly appreciate it.
Yes. Like I said, until our normal weekly episode, I am Steven.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Chris.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.